Major announcement out yesterday that the Oscars will be pushing back its date at least to April. That's a big deal. I think it's the first time in 40 years that the Oscars has done this, of course, with the pandemic concerns. But when you think about the film industry sort of tethered to the awards industry, right? How do you anticipate this really changing or perhaps flipping the business model for a lot of these filmmakers and studios who are wanting to release it just for the Oscar nomination?
Well, in a lot of ways, I think that this whole pandemic has leveled the playing field in some ways. So I think Oscars being pushed back 2 months is a good thing. And in reality, if you look at historically, like the original Oscars was like in May, and then it was in late March and April for years and years and years. But then they moved it up. They moved it up because the windows between the release of something on DVD and the release or VH, just home versus when it's in the theaters was shortened. So they needed to be able to use that time, get as much box office before they go into the next quarter. So this kind of gives more time to make it more inclusive. Not only if films can get finished, but it gives time for people to get to see things, whether they're in theaters, drive-ins, streaming. And they've also, probably even more important than pushing back, is opened the Oscars to things that don't necessarily get theatrical release because they have no choice.
One thing that, of course, is getting theatrical release is Universal's Jurassic World Dominion. It's on course to be the first
easily that are not going to be able to either work the way they used to, or let's put it this way. It's a definite change for Hollywood, and Hollywood can afford this. But I wonder what will happen with the smaller film. Where you have to use less crew and you have to be tighter and you have to find a way to make it work. That's still a big challenge.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Mike Sargent, WBAI's radio film critic. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, investors. Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.